And I like to ask, as I'm going to read through them and ask that you see which one attracts your heart. And we will do a little something with that in a minute. So the goals are: 1, no poverty; 2, no hunger; 3, good health; 4, quality education; 5, gender equality; 6, clean water and sanitation; 7, renewable energy; 8, good jobs and economic growth; 9, innovation and infrastructure; 10, reduced inequalities; 11, sustainable cities and communities; 12, responsible consumption; 13, climate action; 14, life below water; 15, life on land; 16, peace and justice; and 17, partnerships for the goals. And these last two are the ones that we'll be focusing on today. I'd just like to mention that if you Google search for SDGs, or just SDG, these will come up and you can click on them to get more detail about what the specific goals are looking for and ways that you can take action. So, a question for our chat is: which of the global goals most attracts your heart? And I want you to think about what local organizations can you share this with. So we'll take just a minute to get some response.
Kimberly says the need for action and education. Kian says peace and justice. For me, good health and responsible consumption. Jim says climate action and clean water and sanitation. Jeda says reduced inequalities. Deidre says no poverty, no hunger. And Jenny says climate action. Wandra says education.
Okay. Good. That's wonderful. A nice range. And then we will continue thinking as we go through about what local organizations you can share this with. And that's part of our climate conversation in the local community, is just kind of identifying who would be the right person to, or organization, really. Looking to connect the organizations to this conversation. So to think about that for a few minutes, I'm going to share with you a song about the promise of world peace. And this applies in my mind to the war that's going on between humans and nature as well.
Mankind is like a child who goes through many changes in his life to reach maturity in his adolescent years. On the edge of a new world he stands to gain. He must endure the greatest pain, and he can choose to be the darkness or a light unto the world. And he can bring this life great sadness, but there's a force beyond his will, and there's a plan to be fulfilled. The promise just an end to war. We've got to learn to love our differences. There's never been a greater need. The promise of world peace. Nuclear disarmament can't guarantee. There's got to be a change in human hearts. We've got to find a place where we can meet. Some say that man's a beast, and because of human nature, war exists. They say we never will change this, but there is another side, and its role in history can't be denied. It's brought order to our lives, and if we choose to live like animals, we become much lower still. For it is only for survival that an animal will kill, and not his own kind. People, raise your voices, tell the leaders of the world that you want peace, and you believe we can achieve it. Tell them gather all the nations in a mighty convocation to make plans for the future of mankind. And when we learn to give each other what we're asking for ourselves, and we can leave behind the hatred and the fear of what's ahead, these fruitless strifes, these ruinous wars shall pass away, and the most great peace shall come. The promise of world peace is more than just an end to war. We've got to learn to love our differences. There's never been a greater need. The promise of world peace. Nuclear disarmament can't guarantee. There's got to be a change in human hearts. We've got to find a place where we can meet. The promise of world peace is more than just an end to war. We've got to learn to love our differences. There's never been a greater need.
So,
Beautiful. Can I read some of what we have here? Pastor Noah says, need for partnerships and action program, sustainable cities and communities. Life on Earth from Esther. Joanne says, good health and responsible consumption. Pamela says, education is essential for all of these. Michael says, climate action and good health and responsible consumption. Jim says, action, prayer, education, and ceremony is my model for change. And he has an acronym here, APEC, APEC. And Wandra says, that's a great song. It's a really nice song.
thank you all. I love that song too. It really filled my heart back during the International Year of Peace in 1986. And it's just a joy to bring it back at this time. So here we are, looking at our global goals for peace that promote safe and peaceful societies. And that includes number 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions, and 17, partnerships for the goals. And so we're going to break out into groups now, and I'll let Nikki help us with that part.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. We have 3 breakout rooms, 2 for peace and 1 for partners. So I have assigned everyone already. And so peace room number 1 is going to be facilitated by Farhang. Peace room number 2 by Wandra. And partnerships is going to be facilitated by Sue Blythe. Okay, so I'm going to open the rooms. You should get a pop-up that says, go to your room. And anyone who has a problem can, see me, leave the room. You can all have the opportunity to leave the room when you're ready to leave the room. Otherwise, we will reconvene in about, how many, 20 minutes, 15 minutes?
Yes.
15?
I'd say 15.
All right, so I'm going to give a 5-minute warning to all the rooms as well. So see you soon.